Welcome back to the 215. We're hanging out in the Met now. I'm in one of the suites, and just take a look at this view behind me. Well, our next story. Have you ever heard the phrase, don't quit your day job? Yeah, one woman decided to not follow that advice. She was practicing law for 10 years, but when she noticed her children shared the same passion she had for art, well, she took her hobby to the next level.
I pinch myself. I don't know what to say. I'm really proud, but I'm also very humbled at where things have taken me so far. My name's Dori Desautel Broudy. I'm an artist, former lawyer, always soccer player.
Talk a little bit about how you made the transition from being a lawyer to an artist.
The transition was actually 10 years, almost 10 years of litigation experience, motherhood for another 10 years exclusively. And then as my 3 young kids started showing interest in art themselves, that's when I decided 4 years ago to make the transition into sort of realizing one of my lifelong hobbies and formalizing it in the way of a company. 2018 was the year that I started the Gallery of Good, and it was really the direct result of seeing how polarizing things seem to be in general. Wanting to create something and be proactive in a very positive way with something that I've always loved doing that I could also include my children in.
What is the Gallery of Good?
The Gallery of Good is my portfolio of artwork in all of its various conversions. I start out by creating an illustration. I convert it into one of numerous presentations: art print, acrylic block, canvas, fine paper, stationery. Everything starts out as an illustration. So I use markers that are of varying consistencies, sizes, what have you. Pointillism is a form of art where you're literally creating dots like I'm doing now. It's not identical to Impressionism, but it is one of those types of art techniques where if you get closer and closer, you can see greater and greater detail. The intent behind the company was to not only create unifying, happy pieces. At the end of the day, all sales have a charitable component as well.
Now, have you always been an artist and you were just practicing law?
Growing up, soccer really occupied the vast majority of my time after school. Art class really didn't interest me either, so I steered away from art school and really just was devoted to pre-law and ultimately law school. And I started out in New England, have 5 bar exams under my belt, God help me.
And so you did all of that, and then when you were all said and done, it was like, all I really need is magic markers.
You know, I think it was still a process well experienced. My original illustration. So I find the process to be extremely cathartic. What I am drawing is literally a form of communicating what's on my mind as a parent at that particular time. The piece right next to us, Simple Wishes, for example, that's the first heart that I drew. I named it Simple Wishes because I was at a point where I just thought, I just wish everyone could feel more love. That's why hearts are such a large part of the portfolio in general. I scan them into a high-resolution JPEG form. After that point, they can be converted into just about anything. The one that I'm probably the proudest to support is the Black Doctors COVID-19 Consortium. I was so moved by their selflessness and just the love that they exude and they show for complete strangers, that was really something I wanted to be as much a part of as I could. When you are in a room with her, you just feel love. It doesn't matter who you are, how long you've known her.
Are you surprised at the trajectory that it is taking?
I have to say I really am. I was very surprised. I continue to be just grateful, but very surprised at where things have gone. The retail partnerships have been amazing. I didn't count on those even being a part of my business plan. And I have incredible local business partners. And when you put yourself out there as an artist, it's really about what you're putting out there and nobody else.
And for more on Dori and to see more of her work, you can go to her website at doridesautelbroudy.com.